What do you advise like for upcoming chefs in Ethiopia? I'm sure there would be a lot of audience that might own a restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, have a dream and then multiply it. And within the dream big. But also then go to a friend, a colleague, a mentor, just said, what's my path? How do we build this? What's my path to actually get there? Because without the path, it's just a dream. Take time. Think about your dream. It's not strange. Your dream belongs to you. And then you go to your community and figure out how can we, as a collective, what's my path? Do I have to go back to school? Do you know someone in this field? Do I have to go abroad? Do I have to move to Addis? Whatever the path is for each person. Because they're very different. And then go out and give it a shot. And then once you've done that, go back and tell the person that guided you through that, thank you, and I love you.
Sounds like simple.
No, simple is not part of that equation. But
Okay.
he asked specifically,
Yeah.
what is a guide and advice? That's,
Okay.
these guys are into technology and producing.
Yeah.
So maybe their goal is to do a video game. I don't know, whatever. That each one is different. And it's not my role to tell them what their dream is.
True.
I can give you a little bit of roadmap on
Yeah.
here's a path, right?
Yeah. Their dream is to work for us forever.
Okay.
Actually, most of them, they run their own business. They're just hobbyists here.
I'm sure.
And
Sure.
they're excited to see you as well.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to meet them. And, that's been the biggest blessings for me, to meeting young professionals through the restaurant. Different fields, different questions, but just ambition. What does it look like today? I'll go back to New York and that's going to be one of the biggest things I'm going to talk about, because that inspires me. Nothing beats being in it. I remember a long time ago, my father gave me an article about fugu, blowfish, the fish that if you chef prepares wrong, you can die. And I put it up next to my Michael Jackson poster.
I'm shocked now.
I'm like, how is this possible? You can eat the fish and you can die right away if chef prepares wrong. I was in awe. It was like Bob Marley, Prince, Michael, and blowfish on my wall. And he said, I have a friend in Japan. You can stay with, you should go to Japan. And it cost a lot of money. So I had to save for a ticket. It took me a year. My parents bought me one way and then I had to do the rest myself. So fair deal, I had to work. And once I came to Japan, it wasn't just going to the restaurant to eat. I learned everything about my interest for Japan. Staying with the family. What's different taste? What do people look like? Everything, right? In my 17-year-old mind, like blew my mind. This is amazing. And here's the point. If this would be today, that same dialogue can happen between a father and son. But today the son, the person, would go to YouTube and Google blowfish, and informative, they probably get better information, pure direct data. But experientially, they're missing out. The journey and going to Japan. So the key is the balance between technology cannot hinder you, because nothing beats do, right? I was there. I was experiencing. I was struggling. There was no internet. I had to figure out how to get on the subway in Japan. For many people, they saw a black person for the first time. I could work in the kitchen. There was so many things I can tell you.
When was that?
It was a long time ago. But I'm just telling you that. So don't let technology be the stuff that stop you. Allow it to be the one that evokes your interest. But then nothing beats the last 5 yards. You got to do it. Whatever that is,
Absolutely.
Did you end up cooking that fish?
No, because I don't have the license for it, and it's respect. And blowfish is only through a season from October to January, but it evoked my interest. It is the reason why I can sit here today and talk to you about food, because something lit up to me. It's like, this is incredible. I went, and without going, I don't think I would have gotten it.
I had an octopus in Korea the other time and put it on Instagram. People thought I was crazy. The one like the chop it up, the octopus.
Yeah, pulpo, yeah.
Yeah, the ones moving. People thought I was crazy, and I always think like, and my clients come to Ethiopia and they think people are crazy. The same people that eat octopus moving, they think people are crazy that eats raw meat. And I feel like food is all about culture. And for me, I'm willing to try anything and be open-minded about food.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It breaking bread, truly breaking bread, gets everybody to the table. Like you said, tradition is different, taste is different, but it's not anyone's job to say what food is weird, because what's normal in one country is very abnormal somewhere else. And you are doing it the right way. You're curious. You're figuring it out. You're gonna have a preference what you like, but
yeah, I define like what actually my taste is, not just relating it to like this is what I've been eating. If it is out of the perimeter, I'm not eating. So I think it's really fun. And seeing people reaction is also very fun. What would you want to see the outcome?
We're living that experience. So I have goals, which means young chefs coming to the United States from the restaurant, learning, interacting with American chefs, doing pop-ups throughout the world, coming back to Ethiopia, being part of another amazing project, right? So it only works when Ethiopia shows up. This is a restaurant that belongs to all of us. It's a place that is an experience. Going up the elevator is an experience. Walking around, watching the design. But it's also a learning center for the young staff. You are contributing to something that allows them to learn more, whether it's speaking in English in front of a new customer for the first time, whether it's cooking a dish that I cooked at the state dinner. So we all have responsibilities in this journey, and we can do it together. So for me, it's a project that when you truly, I feel a little bit like an Ethiopian Olympic runner that has hauled a nation with them. And I want to finish like Haile on top, number one, and make the country proud. And it's a long journey. We're not there yet. The first part of that journey was making the team, was opening the restaurant. Now the next part of the journey, we have to work hard on all the aspects, but the training and giving the next generation of Ethiopians an opportunity to learn and push tourism of Ethiopia throughout the world and have people experience it. That's part of the goal. That's not just my goal. That is good for everyone in Ethiopia because it creates jobs. The job creation piece is not small. That's super important. If you take away what your family has created, it could have been coffee, it could be something else. But for the worker who works there, it's a job. It's stability. It's something that they can see their value through. So you can never forget hospitality creates jobs. Today when I went to school, one of the students stood up and said, I need a job. She's very direct. And I loved that honesty. And I said, well, we're here to create that process. What is a job interview? The first part we talked about, how do you interview? Because they're wonderful young students, but they're also shy and not comfortable maybe doing an interview in English. So you can look down. This is what a job interview. You know these things. But for a young student that have a different background, maybe come from the countryside or different, doesn't know what a job interview is in English. So those are things that the restaurant provides, right? Rubbing shoulders with foreigners, getting confidence, failing, succeeding. So it's not just one thing. It's not transactional. Maya and I are not here to do a transaction. We're here to share. And it's going to have many interactions.